Alright, with that abomination of a furball behind, let's proceed.
Look at the bright
Carry
side.
on.
Look at the bright side. The mission was a complete and utter success.
Yeah,
it's going
now
pretty
it comes
well.
the part to young master. According to Margie, there's quite a troublemaker in Gabler.
Although, yeah. So who the heck is he?
A man.
Karan Ramsus of the Holy Solaris Empire Special Foreign Affair Agency. HSESFAA. Ugh. In other words, is the commander-in-chief of Gabler. Seems that Gabler isn't just after the excavation sites around Avid after all.
You mean they're not after the Jasper?
That's their only goal. They wouldn't need to send an important man like him. Young master, this could become unexpectedly complicated. You have no fucking
Oh
idea.
gee, a
Sigurd.
Square Enix plot having elements
hasn't
that can
come
get
back yet, has
unexpectedly
he?
complicated. It must be a day that ends in Y.
Dark, quote unquote. No need to worry about him. He'll join us soon. Basically, now we need to pilot the Yggdrasil back to Nisan. Basically, again, using that secret passage that we used. Basically, get ready because this is the part where we get the first of our major big explanations on just what might be going on the bigger picture. So,
You don't
get hyped.
say.
Yeah. Because again, for a change, despite having the whole mysterious kind of vibe so far, Citan is actually gonna sit down and talk for the time being.
About to reveal one of his many, many, many secrets, no doubt.
He's one of our protagonist's fathers.
That's too kind of lame. It is true that we're homaging Star Wars, but not to that kind of degree.
Besides this, if we were doing Star Wars, then Graf should be Faye's father, given the whole Darth Vader thing.
Road to Brother.
Yep. Also, in case you're wondering, hold on, this is important. Now I see why you came down to the surface. Alright, I understand you, but Karan Ramsus, taking over the post of Avi is pretty annoying.
Could be a thorn in our sides.
The home country might have had some special reasons.
Yeah, obviously.
Duh.
Perhaps there is still a chance of success. You and I, who used to be called Elements at the Commander's Training School, Jugend, are
Jugend.
both here. Sorry, Jugend.
Again, German stuff.
Yeah,
Hope you're
sorry.
right.
Forgot. By the way, she is still...
According to Faye, there was a female aide on Car's side. And they said that she had indigo blue eyes and hair. So it must be her.
Many people have indigo blue eyes and hair.
You judgmental
Oh,
pricks.
So all the old Elements members.
He's
I
talking.
guess so.
He's talking about Myung, isn't he?
Hyuga, to be honest with you, she scares me.
What, from Naruto?
She supports Car and is kind
Shut
to anyone, I know that very well.
Oh.
But sometimes I felt a strange fear in her. That bothers me more than Car being in his land.
That cannot be true. Not in her.
She's actually a robot!
Yeah, I don't want to believe it either. But don't you remember how I could always sense these things quite accurately?
Why, no! I actually did not know!
Right. By the way, have you told the young one yet? As you know...
No, not yet. I don't want him to worry until we know exactly what Solaris' objectives really are. But I had to tell him eventually, though. Anyway, Yuga, have you gotten any information?
Not really. I left there before going into the center section.
I said this is being recorded around the 15th anniversary of a certain video game.
And meanwhile, Bart and Faye are snooping around. Oh, it's you, Bart. Don't scare
Are you
me.
talking about Shadow the Hedgehog?
Sorry,
No.
Ty.
No, the other one.
Sounds like Sig and your doctor friend know each other darn well.
So like rivals?
Damn, I thought I knew everything about that guy.
Was that out in 2006?
When did Doc
I think
get
that was came out on the
back?
same day, yeah.
Basically,
Huh.
sure, there were free Sonic games that came out in 2006.
Sonic Advance, Sonic 06, and
Sonic
Sonic
Advance.
No,
Genesis,
Advanced
you
3
mean?
came out in
Sonic Riders,
2005.
You mean
Sorry,
Genesis.
The advanced port of Sonic 1. I forgot what
Didn't
it's
Sonic
called.
Rush also come out
Sonic
in 2006
Genesis,
in
yeah.
Europe?
Sonic
No.
Genesis,
It
there
That
came
you
was
go.
out
2005.
2005. Today it's his anniversary along with Shadow
Huh.
Hedgehog.
I was referring to the one with Solaris.
Yeah.
Hold on. Now that I think about it, didn't... Oh, so sorry, go on.
I'll complete our main checks on board. I'll leave the rest up to you, Mason.
As you wish. I will have the honor of accompanying the others. I was taking a nap.
Well,
Oh,
be
we're
ready to
working.
read the script here. You can't laze off on the job.
That's is this what
You
happened
try
to Dick?
being a 17-year-old, you prick.
Is this what happened to Dick Layton? Eventually retired in this land.
Yeah. He didn't retire. He's in semi-retirement. He's taking these roles because these are the only ones he can do, really.
Anyway, what did they come up with? For now, they just plan to improve the local defenses. Also, anti-shotgun people have been gathering here, probably because they heard of what's going on. Huh, that's reassuring. Yes. However,
Sorry,
the
go on.
residents are starting to feel uneasy. People are starting to take refuge up north in the mountains. Can't blame them. By the way, how's Marguerite? Better than we thought, but I know she was in a lot of grief. She didn't seem like she was in a lot of grief when we met her.
Well, you will notice soon that she's mostly hiding.
Oh, Marguerite! I'm so glad you're safe!
Thanks.
All the townspeople are overjoyed by the Great Mother's return!
Again, if you don't remember, Nisan is a city-state that for the time being is neutral, but as you can imagine, it's mostly sympathizing towards Bart, especially considering they're hosting, someone that's close to him, like Margie.
Also, Shiroi, OS6 actually came out on November the 14th, not 15th. So technically, it was yesterday at the time of this recording.
Well,
It says around the time, not on the day.
true, fair enough. Also, Dwibs, in regards to referring to her as the grandmother, that's often a title used for the leader of a nunnery.
I'm like 15.
16.
Still too young. Wow, it's been such a long time since I left here.
Well, bye.
See ya.
Be.
Well, that's rude. First of all, we should accompany Margaret up to meet the sisters.
Huh? What is it, old Mason?
Goodness gracious me! To think that little Miss Marguerite was finally able to return here. It's so awfully moving.
Oh.
Hey, pull yourself together, old man.
I'm 70, you prick!
Yes, so you're
Forgive me.
old.
Oh, that's terribly embarrassing. I couldn't help it. I shall go back and give some instructions to the men left on the ship. Please, young master, go ahead and escort Miss Marguerite up to see the sisters. Excuse me now, I must warn her how ageist people are.
Don't mind him, he's kind of kooky like that.
He does that ageism again.
Imagine being old. This post was made by the Bart gang.
We'll stay young forever.
Anyway, there you go.
These are the people that took care of me when I was small. I still am small, but whatever.
Oh, but
She means smaller
I'm
than now.
glad you're well.
Yeah.
The people at the hidden pot contacted us just before you came into town. I've already contacted the monastery. Please take Margie up there as soon as possible. She'll be so happy, not to mention the sisters.
Starting to start this. Oh, go on.
I must be and see the sisters.
Didn't include
Yes,
a
Pedro?
portrait there for some reason.
Yeah, I don't
Starting
know
to-
why what happened there. Go on, Pedro.
This is starting to be a bit reminiscent of how in Tales of Symphonia when you're escorting Colette to every one of the shrines at the
Okay.
at the end.
Now, here's something where the dev team busted their ass off on the entire design of a fucking cathedral. And keep in mind, we're here just basically for this event. We're not gonna revisit this place that much story-wise. So we wasted a lot of time to construct it the way it is here.
Was this one of the things that got sacrificed? Like, was it supposed to be more important?
No, this was early in development. Everything that you see early in development of the game is stuff that happened naturally.
Don't get me wrong, it looks imposing, but what?
My God!
What?
So many non-clones.
I'm back, everyone.
You can be the non-Pedro.
Oh, Margie. We're so glad you're safe, all 10 of us.
I imagine they're all talking in unison.
Yes.
Yes.
It's all thanks to Bart and his men.
We just received word that there's another clone in the works. So we were singing a hymn of praise and joy.
Our own clone. Now neither of us will be virgins. What?
No,
I'm so happy.
You're nuns, though.
Anyway, you can be Sister Agnes Jova, sorry.
Welcome back, Margie. We had faith that you and your cousin Bart will return to safety. We and your other friends have been waiting for you, so now we can have the victory orgy.
Sister Agnes!
Unfortunately, your mother and the Blessed Royal Mother...
Yeah.
I know, Sister Agnes. I heard about it at the Royal Capital. But at least I've made it back. I'll never go anywhere or leave you from now on. I won't make you all worry anymore. Ever again.
Bless you, my dear. Press X to doubt.
Sister Agnes, this just isn't like you at all. Here I am back safe and sound. Can't you rebuke me just a little for old time's sake?
I'm sorry, but I'm just so happy that I cannot help but...
I'll help it.
Sister, there is no reason to be so solemnly quiet. Well, everyone, to celebrate the return of our dear Sister Margie and to express our joy to heaven, let us finish singing our hymn.
Can I get a name in?
Thank you,
Yes.
and bless you all. Oh yes, sister. May I go upstairs? It's been so long, so I wanted to have a look around up there too.
Oh, but of course, dear. Don't even think of holding back from anything. Except one thing. Never stay away so long like that again.
I knew you'd say that. Now that's the Agnes I know.
Margie, I am so glad.
Sure, let's go with that.
Happy that one was me. Okay.
It's been a while since the last time I was here. Something wrong, Margie?
Everything.
Nothing. It's just... I guess I got a little emotional.
Uh-huh. Anyhow, take it easy for a while. You've put up with enough, okay? Don't get captured again.
If you're trying to make me cry, you'll fail.
Why would I?
Oh, yes. I'll show Faye and Citan around our cathedral. Follow me.
Oh boy, she's a handful.
What a strong girl she is. It is obvious that she really wants to just break down and cry.
Yeah, you're right. That's just the way she's always been. For all her talk, she understands her position well. Maybe there are a few things I could learn from her too. Like how to heal.
You're saying, Bart, that you two can complement each other, potentially.
I thought they're cousins.
We go up to the gallery on the second floor from here.
Dej,
Also, Dej, I'll tell you more in the next part.
Dej, it's a Square Enix plot. Anything
Also,
can
I'll
go.
tell you more in the next part.
Well, Squaresoft.
Although, I'll admit to you, I thought you were going to build up to a fact that she would have really been great as a playable character because she was supposed to complement him in game.
I thought Theo was gonna say, Dej, even better.
Brother and sister.
Again, please just wait for proper explanations.
Of
They're
course.
cousins.
His name is Bart, her name is Margie.
That means nothing, Dej.
Simpsons reference? No? Okay.
Anyway,
Oh, magnificent.
Maybe.
We ever only for pranks at kids, Bart and I used to hide here where we could look into, nothing.
Hey, stop telling those old stories. It's embarrassing.
But to me, Bart hasn't changed much since then.
What? You mean you think I'm still a kid? Jeez, it's like you're my own mother or something.
Yep.
Maybe it was a
again,
Simpsons
look also at
reference.
the actual direction of the camera. They really wanted to make this thing leave an impact. Again,
Look at it. Look at it.
I'll
I'll
let him explain more of this also for another time, for the grand scheme of things.
I like the view from here the best.
Oh, I can look down upon my subjects.
This is also a bit important. A particular set of statues of 2 angels with 1 wing each.
I'm not gonna make a Sephiroth joke.
Yes,
You
this
just
is
did.
breathtaking.
No, it didn't.
Light from outside shining through the stained glass of the cathedral's front. What a brilliant piece of artistry this is.
Okay, Citan, I appreciate, but
Did you
Nothing
notice
shit
that
in
the
the-
2 great angels only have 1 wing each?
Chitan, is this your first cathedral you've gone to? Plenty of
Apparently.
cathedrals have this.
According to a legend handed down in Nisan, God could have created humans perfectly. But then humans would not have helped each other. So that is what these great single-winged angels symbolizes. In order to fly, they are dependent on one another.
Ah, so that is the reason for it. I see. On further inspection, the left angel looks somewhat masculine, while the right one looks somewhat feminine. Now that is an unusual feature, is it not? Usually these depictions are not gender specific, but these angels are clearly distinguishable as having opposing genders.
Citan, you need to check out more religions if you think stuff isn't often gender specific.
I get okay. Cheaton,
Oh.
is this are you literally discovering religion right now? Like what
hold
the hell?
on.
Or could
Or could it be the path leading to God? Well, I do not know. It could be either. Or even
Well,
both.
clearly he's not discovering religion, because where are my biblically accurate angels?
No, I see. This all coincides with the teachings of Nisan.
Play Shin Megami Tensei, Shiroi. You're gonna get those there.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 now available on Nintendo
Why,
Switch.
Dr. Sitanuzuki, you are an amusing fellow.
Oh, excuse me. It is a habit of mine.
Nerd.
Nah,
The doc knows a lot about a lot of things. Sometimes I can't even understand what he's talking about. The thinking is
It's
too
all
hard
part
for
of the
Faye.
plan. Forcing them to fly together? It would be less bothersome if they could fly on their own, don't you think, Faye?
Ah,
Bart, you missed the deeper meaning and beauty of it.
Oh,
Someday I wish I could be of help to someone like that.
I swear, what Margie just said, that feels like what a Square Enix exec says to somebody who just doesn't get it.
We haven't visited the room of Sophia yet, have we? You're really supposed to go through some procedures before you see it. But this time I think you'll be alright if I make a special exception.
Sophia.
It wasn't finished yet. Yes, Sophia. She is revered as the founding mother of the Nisan nation and the founder of the Nisan religion who sent forth his teachings. There's a special room upstairs that has a portrait of Mother Sophia in it.
I would definitely like to view that. Faye, let us go have a look at it.
Okay.
Hey, since the doc is nerdgasming all over the cathedral, might as well actually, continue.
I feel like Cheetah is expressing what Square wants the viewers to feel like.
Well, I also do like the contrast between Margie and Bart's interpretation of the statues. Bart believes that the limitation is unnecessary, and humans should be allowed to strive for stability and peacefulness. While Margie believes that helping each other is a bigger strength.
How many stairs are there?
I'm gonna kill with those stairs.
You
All right.
lazy bums. As farther on in.
we're gonna need a bit of foreshadowing for the painting, so we're not gonna see it just yet.
4 lances coming together and colliding. Interesting.
Actually, that's a typical cross sign.
Oh, it's weird because...
My, what an exquisite portrait. And the beautiful young lady portrayed this quite beyond comparison, too. What is more, this looks rather familiar.
You're a married man,
yeah.
right?
What do you... Well, that doesn't mean I can't
He's a
appreciate
main-
this
he's also
beautiful
a main-
art.
Yes, I was just thinking the same thing. The air is a different color, but the atmosphere or personality about her is exactly the same.
You just summed up
What?
recolors.
Hair color? What do you mean?
What do you mean? Look! It's the girl I met in the forest.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's Ellie. I mean, there's something about her that makes her seem like Ellie. You don't think so?
Could we see the portrait?
We're about to.
Yes, now that you mention it, she does resemble Ellie. But that is not what I was talking about. I meant that the brush techniques and overall style used in this picture is similar to yours.
All right,
can't
I'm
be a
supposed to be offended,
coincidence.
I forgot. Really?
Yes.
And here we go. Again, for being on the PlayStation 1 where everything is jagged and everything, this looks really good.
Yeah.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Impressed.
That actually does look pretty smooth, all things considered.
The PS1, yeah.
Does it?
It looks like if she was cosplaying as Artoria.
First
from
of all,
Fate.
I'm nowhere near as good as an artist.
That's what every artist says. Shut the hell up.
No. It is very similar to your style. But somehow I can sense an atmosphere of sadness in this picture.
Actually, no, she's just sad because her shoelaces were untied at that point.
She is smiling, but in a way gives the impression that she is anxious.
Gotta tie them, gotta tie them!
Perhaps the picture is reflecting her inner self? Or perhaps it is the inner feelings of the artist being conveyed.
You know,
If you know anything
Even that, she had
about,
to go. Or she had to go to the toilet.
if you know anything about paintings, this is clearly a parallel also to the Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
hmm,
clearly.
a lot of mysteriousness behind it and wondering about it.
The artist put his brushes down when it was.
Yeah,
near
it's actually
completion.
incomplete, but on purpose.
Why is that?
Because he was lazy.
Oh. But my grandmother might have known about it.
But she's dead now.
Another bit of ignorance on the people of this planet.
Oh,
Hmm.
whatever you ask Agnes, she may know something.
Sure, that's true.
And what is that
Mona
about?
Lisa.
Oh, well.
Unless, what if Leonardo da Vinci from the Fate series painted that?
Sure.
Alright then, I'll be with Sister Agnes.
Well, shall we head back to the town for now?
Yes. All right. But this painting has caught my curiosity. Do you mind if I speak to Sister Agnes before we head back to town?
Oh, great,
Yeah,
she can introduce you to
okay.
the concept
We'll
of
stop
women.
by her room on the way out. Disco
dog?
rave moment for some reason.
Nisan?
Lacan.
Oh.
It's actually Borism. But yeah, just a different name.
Get the movie Maker Rainbow out of here.
Go ahead, Pedro.
Is something wrong, Faye? You look like you are daydreaming.
Huh? No, it's nothing.
Hey, Jova, you were talking about... Hey,
At least I
Jova.
hope you're just daydreaming.
Hey, Jova, here's another one. A square protagonist daydreaming in something important to the plot. That we never see.
It just seems toxin. Don't worry about that.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Nah, I'm sure I won't lead anywhere. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Kinda
go
like
on. Go on with what you wanted to say, Pedro. Since now it's gonna be a bit before the next big dialogue.
Oh no! I was just making a joke about how the way Citan was speaking. It's like he's never been in The cathedral is like he's never. It's like he's very unfamiliar with these concepts.
Hmm.
Which he'd expect. I mean, I would expect this kind of thing from Bart or maybe even Faye. But I would expect him to know about this crap before. But,
Maybe
like, he
there's a
sounds like-
meaning. Maybe there is actually a meaning behind that.
Interesting. I'm guessing the choir music was mainly just for Margie's return, to symbolize the nun singing and prayer and
Yes,
hymn and praise.
that too. We will still hear that one later on for different occasions, but for the purpose of visiting it was actually, yeah, I might as well use this bit to talk since. But basically, what we'll get in a couple of minutes is an important bit where Sigurd and Citan finally explain things to Faye and Bart. But before that, let me just tell you this. Again, also tied to the cathedral, you might have noticed that this game is very, very much in love with its own story.
Yep.
Again, it's nothing wrong with actually the gameplay itself. If anything, it's actually more varied than the average RPG that was around this time. But you can clearly tell for the ratio that this game is much more in love with its story than in actual gameplay. The ratio to important story beats and gameplay purpose is much more in disparity compared to something that was released around the time like Final Fantasy VII, which, despite having a more involved plot and everything, it had still, a more balanced ratio how much gameplay was going on and how many story beats. Here, you can tell that they wanted to tell a story first and have the game later. Both these and the first Metal Gear Solid shaped up the concept of having this kind of, thinking game that was not necessarily a visual novel, So you can definitely tell that this is a precursor of that. But anyway, whenever I come here, it always calls my heart.
I will say this, I don't think the story is bad, but I do feel like the story does occasionally give itself some hand jobs, if you get what I mean.
Anyway, young master, want to work out our plans from here on out.
Alright. But before we do that, there is something I want to ask you.
Me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't just keep you around for your good looks, after all.
Alright, sit tight, kids, because we're about to get a bit of a exposition dump.
Sig, what's up with you and that Gebler officer? What's the connection between you and him? And why is he watching us from there? Like, I can't see him.
Actually, he's referring to Ramsus.
I was wondering where the sound had gone.
Alright, I'll tell you. Sorry. Me and Citan here, we used to live in Solaris.
Oh boy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Solaris, the flames of disaster. You mean the
You
Gebler
not too far off. That's right.
What a disaster it
While
was.
Mason is preparing tea, mind you. Solaris calls foreigners lambs. They are used as manual labor. Basically, it's slavery.
Yeah, I was about to be like,
basically? Is that where you met him?
Yes, it was there.
We worked for the Solaris government for a short while, but we learned to dislike their methods and escaped the first chance we had.
Checkered past, eh?
Mm-hmm. A lot.
You were friends with these people? I met you when I was a kid, and we've been together ever since then. So this would have had happened. I probably wouldn't have understood this if I heard it earlier, but why didn't you think I could deal with it now? Surely you could have told me about this. Especially when you had something to do with the people who are backing that Shakan idiot. I wish you told me sooner.
A lot. There's nothing I can do about that now. But there's one thing I want you to believe. We'll have Solaris on our own will and for our own reasons. Now they appear before us, we can't just sit back and do nothing. Need be, I will give my life to stop them.
You want to come in, maybe, Faye?
All right, I understand. But can you elaborate a little more?
Alright, time to ask some more specific questions. First up, where you... Oh, actually, forgot what I asked.
Where is Solaris?
Where is Solaris?
What bugs
yeah.
me is this surface dwellers thing. It's as if Solaris is in another location, like up in the clouds or something.
Yes, well...
Oh, don't tell me.
They're angels.
Etrenank, the capital of the Solaris Empire, is located in the skies above.
Oh my god, it's Bioshock Infinite. A bunch of racist idiots step up on the clouds.
Solaris is separated from the land by dimensional distortion fields known as gates. Passing between the two requires special means of transportation, such as an airship.
I wonder if we'll be going there at some point.
To get to Ave, we stowed away on a regular flight to the surface.
I came much later than Sigurd did. But I also escaped in the same way.
Alright,
Okay.
next up.
How about what are lambs?
That is the word Solarians used to indicate those who live on the Earth. As I said before, such surface dwellers or Earth dwellers are used as cattle. Manual labor could be anything from soldiers to administrative jobs. Solaris gathered its workforce from the land dwellers. Jobs are divided up by who is most suitable.
So what you're telling us that some of the
Sometimes
mooks we've been
people are
fighting-
brainwashed.
So some of the mooks we've been fighting may be innocent people. Damn.
Could or not. When you, young master, was still an infant, I was used as a test subject. It was probably something they valued inside of me. You too, Doc?
No. I was born in the lower city levels. It is not a complete secret. But I guess I am a Solarian. You see, you still need people to run a country. No matter how scientifically advanced you are, you have no support without people.
You Solarians are rare. They will not even make up a quarter of its total population. So they support their country by stealing surface dwellers. Next, who is
that
Ramsus?
man? Or
Actually,
why
why did you leave? Sorry.
So why was it that you wanted to flee from Solaris?
We were placed in key military position by Ramsus. And thanks to that, we came to know the relationship between Solaris and the surface dwellers.
The lambs, right?
They weren't just using us lambs for slave labor. They also selected some of us, like me, to be used as subjects in experiments to refine their drugs. Drugs that can change people's personalities, to make them more aggressive and to draw out their latent abilities. They were using us as human guinea pigs to test their psychological alteration drugs.
Drugs? Human guinea pigs? Experimenting on humans?
Yes. For example, Drive. That drug and all others like it are used now are byproducts of human experimentation.
However, the role of such experimental subjects was not limited to just that.
This dry drug is something that anyone in the Solaris army can use?
At least anyone in the Gabler forces who is sent to the surface.
You're worried about her, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I saw some in her room.
No.
Yes.
That dang kush.
Anyway, using slaves as guinea pigs. How low are these guys?
More than you can imagine, Bart.
Damn!
Last question. Who is Ramsus? His name is Karen Ramsus. As you know, he's the Gabber commander.
Ramses.
We call him Car. In Solaris, there is an officer training school called Jugend School. He became the commander after leaving there.
He is a lower level citizen, the same as me. However, with his amazing abilities, after graduating, he rose through the ranks with unparalleled speed.
Oh, how good for him.
That man had one ideal, to achieve a consolidation of all of his colleagues. Even land dwellers, if they had talent, were brought into the army.
So, you two were picked by Ramses.
Mm-hmm.
No, we were not picked by him. We aligned ourselves with him.
Oh boy.
At that time, we agreed with him.
Oh boy.
At the time, Ramses was our hope. He had high ideals and wanted to change the system in Solaris. To us, test subjects and lower level citizens, he was truly all that we had for.
But he bought into the system eventually, didn't
Benefactor, yes. Even I, a test subject, could not do... Yeah, basically, the point is that he seemed very charismatic at the time.
He knows how to tell people what they want
Old
to hear.
Mason! Go reserve the town hall. I'm going outside to get some air. I have a lot to work off after this.
So what do you think, Faye?
So we learned about a drug that can cause weird behavior changes. Where have we seen that occur before?
Well,
It is best not to worry about it. You did all you could at the time. The young one will understand.
we did mention it once the geeks attacked.
I'm sure the young master would never have dreamed of such a tale.
A lot. I guess you already knew.
Well, now that you ask, yes, I did.
Oh my god.
However, when Sigurd was telling his story, I thought it was best to stay quiet. Please try and help the young master come to terms with all that he has just heard.
I mean, I've just learned that I was left in the
take
dark
in,
about all
dude.
this stuff. I'm exactly peachy fine!
Yeah, let's
Also,
get to
You don't
Also,
sound
what
fine.
drug were you talking about? Are you talking about Genova cells or something?
it.
Was that what you were referencing?
Don't do Mako, kids.
Basically, Dad, it has to do with certain things we've seen in the story before. I had no idea Sick had such a past.
Are you still suspicious of Sigurd?
Well, I mean, it was just so sudden. I kind of expected to hear something different, like we were childhood rivals or something.
Ah, but you see, Bart, this is not your average RPG.
But that's nothing compared to the story about us, now is it?
So hearing his story has you confused because it was not so simple.
Well, no duh!
There was a time when he was cooperating with one of Gebler's generals. Furthermore, behind Gebler was a country that you had never even heard of.
Hey, what are you picking on me for?
Well, no, I am not picking on you or blaming anything on you. What I'm saying is this. If you think about how he feels, then you should see why he could not talk about this with you till now. Looking at the activities of Solaris toward other countries up until now, it has never gone beyond simply maintaining their own empire or self-preservation. And as you have seen, their military power is immense. So Sigurd was probably thinking ahead.
Go.
First, he was probably concentrating on taking care of the problems here on the continent of Ignis. Once things were settled here, it would give him a stronger foundation to deal with Solaris later. Which is a much better plan than rushing straight into a war he knew he could not win. Quite logical, really.
I was going to say, a simple story. What do you think this is? Holy Magic Century?
Sounds like you understand one another pretty well.
Well, it is not like we are newly acquainted, is it?
Why 64 for you Americans?
And we had talked about a lot of things up until we decided to escape from Solaris. You can say we're
Speaking
kind of old
that,
friends.
Why did you leave? That Ramses guy was supposed to be a star of hope or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, about that.
He drank
I
the
saw-
Kool-Aid, didn't he?
I certainly thought that so at first, but then I realized his way of thinking really was not that much of a change from the previous system. Basically, the only difference was whether they stressed people's rank and class or their skill. The words had changed, but it was still no different from what Solaris itself had been doing until then. He had no intentions of bringing everyone a better way of life.
Sucks.
In other words, he's an elitist. I don't think I like him much either. I mean, the fact that he tried to kill me didn't help. So, Citan, do you think I can beat Gebler?
Why? Are you planning on fighting them?
As long as they're working with Shakan, there's no way around it. The way things are going, I'm sure we'll have to fight them sooner or later.
I suppose so, but even if we were to defeat the Gebler forces here, there is Solaris to contend with. If we are not careful, it's possible that they may get involved in a longer war than with Shakan. Do you not agree that continuing the way we have been going is rather hard on everyone? I think it is time we try to get help from a greater number of people.
So build up a party. So defeating Shakan's not going to get rid of the likes of Gebler. I know what you're trying to say. We should take the rebellion to heaven, essentially. To vanquish Gebler, first gain thy throne, right?
You could put it that way.
What do you mean you could put it that way? But then again, maybe it is time I did something about that. So, but yeah, it sounds like metaphorically we're essentially going up into the heavens to eventually rebel against the corrupt angels from above.
It's the Skypiea arc from One Piece.
Like I said, it's Bioshock Infinite in a nutshell.
The owner said, if you need anything for your own master, just ask for it.
I'm grateful.
Alright, who wants a battle plan now?
When I was a kid, I borrowed stuff from there and got in big trouble.
Borrowed? What did you take?
Hey, it's borrowed, not take. A toy boat. I think that's what it was. I put fireworks in it and let it float on the cathedral's lake. I always used to play Navy. I'm not sure, but I think I pretended the lake was the open sea, and I was the fleet commander. Anyway, forget those old stories. We should get started.
Alright. Time for a battle plan.
First, Gebler is the big problem.
Yes, Ramses is headed towards achieving his goals. That he is now the commander of Gebler is proof of that. A normal man could not progress so quickly through that country's organization. And now he is presently located here in Ignis. Frankly, the situation is not very favorable. We need to somehow find a weak spot and attack it with all our might.
First, let's just concentrate on Shakan. Once he's out of the way and Ave is safe again, we can think about how to deal with Gebler. With our present strength, we should be able to hold off the Royal Guard forces. The problem is how to deal with Gebler in the meantime. We'll most likely move at Shakan's request, and they're not just going to sit by and watch quietly.
May I have a look at there? Look there, please. In short, we want Gebler to leave for a while. At least until we are able to take back the royal capital, Bledavik. These are the Gebler units currently in Ave, correct?
No, that looks like a piece from Alien Invaders, Space Invaders.
It's like a Lego piece. The western rounds. The Royal Capital Defense Force.
Based in that spinning pyramid.
And units along the front line at the border of Kislev. There are 3 main groups. Each is made up of a mix of Gebler and Ave forces. Only 2 of these are very large. Royal Capital's defense units and the Kislev border units. The Western Guard along Nisan's border are a little more than a surveillance team.
In order to recapture the royal capital, it would be necessary to draw these defense units away from Bledavik.
So we need a distraction.
Yes, and Kislev made gears, correct?
Yeah, we captured some earlier.
Okay. What if we use these gears to make a raid on the Western Guards? Here at the border with Nisan.
I see. We'll draw them out by making it look like Kislev is invading Ave.
But the problem is, will attacking the border guards be enough to set the center in motion?
Be sure then, Nisan will have to appear to align with Kislev. If they see it that way, they will certainly make a move.
You're saying that you intend to use Nisan as bait.
Doc?
Hey, this is
Shakan is
warfare.
very sensitive to Nisan's and Kislev actions. Nisan starts moving, you'll probably leave it up to Ebler, but...
Of course I do not wish to do that from the beginning. But looking at the situation, we have to be willing to go that far. Come on, Faye. This is not exactly choir practice you haven't realized yet.
First, we infiltrate into the capital. To take out Shakan, we'll have to meet up with our agents already in the city.
We are forgetting one thing, though. The frontline units along Kislev's border.
Yeah.
Check out this diagram. The main strength of Ave's fleet is the battleship
Gefeinsel.
Gefeinsel. German.
Yeah.
It's been in service since the reign of the last king. Because of its firepower, the whole unit is nicknamed the Invincible Fleet. I recall yesterday's intelligence report said that the ship is near the border.
Damn. That puts everything in jeopardy.
Do not feel so down. I simply wanted you to see the current distribution of force in the area. Even in the worst case that they do come, it will not be such a great problem.
What do you mean?
I have some additional information about Ave's border fleet. Former Ave's supreme commander was transferred here. Sorry, there. Not really transferred, more like demoted. His name is Vanderkalm.
Where
Yeah,
have we heard
we met
that
him
name
before. Vanderkalm. You don't mean the Vanderkalm that was in Uganda?
The very same. Young one, he has not been able to adapt to change in tactics, particularly following the introduction of gears. He is a man who will never stray from his dependence on large naval guns.
You mean he's stubborn? He is all size and no real military power. An excellent target for pirates.
Young master, this is not the time to be going on an excursion of piracy.
Just kidding.
Actually, the number of gears assigned to the fleet seems to have been reduced. Even with that, how gallant of him to be so self-righteous.
Is he that much of a musclehead? It'll be fun taunting him.
Young master?
I know. Come on, they're bad guys. We should be able to taunt them. Anyway, Citan, do you think he can strike our gear forces?
It is not a problem. Even with Vanderkalm, we have enough forces left to pull off the fight. However, it would not be wise to underestimate our opponents.
You don't say. There's even more.
Well, now that we know what we are up against, here's what we'll do.
Run away.
No.
Run away! Run away!
Apart from our main unit heading for Bledavik, we must keep the fleet at the Kislev border from returning to the capital.
So, you're suggesting we have another unit?
We have had soldiers to hold the enemy at bay. A small force is best. Sorry.
A small force.
What if Faye leads a group of gears there?
Then we'll get a coalition together and destroy it.
Me?
Yes,
Not
you.
me.
Hold on now. There's no reason to involve you at all in this. I'll do it. Yes, let me do it. When do we leave?
Now you're thinking like
Right
a
now.
JRPG protagonist. Are you sure, though?
They come this far. Hey, we're friends to the end now.
Oh my
Lame.
God, he thinks of me like a friend.
Speed is everything. We should do this as soon as possible.
All right, tomorrow then.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
I'm truly grateful, Fari, Citan.
Hopefully this will go as well as our last
I'm not
mission
quite-
did.
I'm more a bit baffled by the fact that Citan just so willingly appoint Faye as a unit commander, despite clearly has shown a bit of emotional instability.
He'll be
whatever.
fine. It's just war.
Well put, young master.
Okay, so since they have a plan and they've already discussed it, I know how these things work. It doesn't go the way that they want it to be.
Well, we'll have to see in the next part where we start properly with the plan.
Also, Joe, but to answer your remark from earlier about the game giving itself a hand job, well, can you really blame it, Joe? Only 2 hand jobs for just $5. That's a great deal, anyway.
See you for the next part.
It's a great deal in any
See ya.
See ya.